Greetings, spirit beings, greetings, supreme being. Welcome to Universal Peace Television. So, today is going to be a broadcast about the directed energy weapon torture. So, it's mainly a broadcast, an overview, or testimony, if you will, of the targeted individual directed energy weapon attacks. Well, it's best to say what they are doing lately. They've been torturing my spine with cancer harp, with ringing in the head also. And you hear that, it's the NSA inducing cancer in you. To depopulate 500 million, they want to murder 93% of the world's global population to create a Luciferian, negative dystopian Fourth Reich, aka global government, aka New World Order. So that's why they're poisoning everybody with cancer chemtrails, and that's not a conspiracy theory, but conspiracy fact. Since they started in 1998, and before 98 there are no white lines in the sky. White lines. Well, that's it basically. That's the important thing I want to say. Because they're murdering me by attacking my spine. So they're trying to find ways that are not as easy to detect that it's done with direct energy, ways of which is not that easy to detect. So another thing is that they attack smokers. So smoking is one of the fake causes of cancer they are using. The oldest people in the world were smokers. Smokers live longer. For example, Miss Kamala, officially the oldest woman in the world, was a smoker as well. And they also use things like eating bread, things that everybody does, as reasons for cancer instead of the cancer cell phone radiation people are based in, of which is scientifically proven that it causes cancer. And of course, they pretend it doesn't, and that chemtrails don't exist, that they're contrails. So these people are really torturing me to death with HARP, and they simply deny it, which they also did with torturing my teeth out of my mouth and other torture they've done, of which I'm certain they did it, and they're still denying that to this day. Because in reality, of course, it's illegal what they're doing, but these Jesuit implementers are doing. So everybody's brain controls to a great extent totally with synthetic telepathy.com. It's like Dr. Delgado's bull. It can make the bull go left, and if the bull goes left, it can make the person go left, the person goes left. And they also send ideas in their inner voice. So people really need to unite en masse against these people depopulating the earth, poisoning everybody, stop killing everybody, and otherwise they'll be gone in like 20 years. Or even sooner. Many people have died before me: Steve Jobs, Robert Palmer, former President Chavez. So they induce cancer in people they don't like, but expose them, and also in Protestant Christians, etc. because they just want to murder them in their extreme Jesuit oath of the founding Library of Congress, which is still the oath that they take. Mm. I'm trying out black walnut tincture and black walnut tea. Um, I'm broadcasting this with Chrome. Maxton and the Waterfox browser are not usable. I got a black screen, white screen. And after this, you're taking my throat, it's hard in reality. After that, I had to restart the computer so they illegally interfere with evidence of the directed energy weapon torture. And I do it by making the screen go black and then after a while it goes white. You cannot use the Windows X command, which we usually use to, for example, shut down the computer and see other things. So on Windows 8 and 10, you can press Windows, the Windows key and the X key combined. It's very handy. Also to start disk manager and other things that you need. So yeah, during this broadcast, they will take my throat regularly. They don't want people to speak out about this, and they are trying to murder 7 billion people by torturing me this way. Because I attempted to press charges of deciding to commit genocide against the people using Ebola and cancer chemtrails and other depopulation methods to murder 7 billion people, to reduce the world's total population to a more controllable number because these Paedo elite, just the infant eaters in the group stay control to get a less than 1% of the world's total population, want to reduce the world's total population to get more control, to a more controllable number. And the way they plan to do this is by creating a crisis big enough so they will have to accept the Luciferian Satanic New World Order and the voice of God programming, so they want you to believe that the voice in your head is not from a quantum computer that selects who you hear and what you hear, but from God. So they have this whole setup, and they know that you want to survive because of evolution. Most people want to survive. Many people lie about it. So they also use that to control the people, enslave everyone. I bought some really cool eBay items, like this pipe, and this ring from Mexico, pure silver, a men's ring. And I really like the way it looks, shines. Another cool thing to buy, what I can advise everybody to buy, is this watch. I'm a watch collector. This watch is really cool. It also has you can really see it. Yes. Let's see if I can make it more visible. Okay. This also is a very handy item. It's a solar panel chargeable ventilator or a fan with LED lights. I have to shine it from this side. See if I can make it visible now. The Casio World Timer. And this one's super cool. It's It's almost like an atomic clock. It's very accurate, and it has world time and a timer function, and it's very cheap. If you buy it new, it's even cheap. So that's a very good deal for the price, and it looks super cool. A bit James Bondish, but James Bond or Psycho that had one of these little round LCD clocks. Yeah, so that's super cool. And my Casio, new super bling Casio. So I could review other items, but these are some of the coolest ones. I wanted to show you all because they're super cool. So if you watch videos of target individuals, they may torture you as well, basically. So that's one way they dissuade people from learning about how they're depopulated. And these targeted individuals are usually completely innocent people that are blamed of crimes these Jesuit infant eaters are guilty of. To shift blame from the guilty to the innocent, of course, they don't want to be caught and tortured to death themselves. So it controls their behavior to a great extent. So these targeted individuals without a Tesla plasma shield cannot protect themselves and they cannot help you in reality. And many of these groups are fake. But to collect information about targeted individuals and round them up basically. Make sure they're part of the group so it's taking me rounded up. I'm not part of any group, and I did contact Kevin Annette, who promised to write me back in one of his emails, and I consider it unchristian not to write me back, and what they've also done is they've erased the comments about my mother being tortured to death from their website, and in reality they're controlled opposition, so Kevin Annette is a fake priest with a fake court. So the eyewitness testimonies are real and the official Vatican documents that prove they need influence as part of their initiation ritual are real. People can't do anything about it because they are fake Catholic priests with a fake court. And the Jesuit infant eaters control the Supreme Court, so that should first be remedied or somebody should do something about it because they're not allowed control the Supreme Court, so in reality they are not in control like Obama is not the real president. Barry Soetoro Davis and Michelle Obama is really Michael LaVaughn Robinson, so Michelle Obama is really a male that has sex change, operation, voice change. And that's why the kids are not in the genealogy database like the children of other former presidents. And there are excellent reviews about this as well. Be sure to check my other videos. I can give you an overview of good websites. Universal Peace and edublogs.org is a very good one with crucial information that everybody should know about in reality. For example, more than 30 GMO deaths due to genetically modified organism that was found in food supplements, so people may be dying en masse of these genetically modified organisms and don't realize it's caused by GMO food as a sterilizing weapon. And at the moment, Monsanto is going for global monopoly. And the way they plan to do that is release their genetically modified organisms in the wild like their GMO salmon, and it will have replaced all real salmon in 40 generations in 40 years, according to Alex Jones. Also controlled opposition according to sources online, like many others. So I think that Alex Jones might go to Israel when something really big happens in it. These people can be rounded up that they are in their database, InfoWars members, or whatever. A cool t-shirt. Life is too short to even care at all. Hearing kids. And I hurt my spine more, so one of the ways I do it is by blocking working medicine from the audience, from the public, in this global theater. I call it military, see it as a theater of the world as a stage, etc. And heroin and cocaine are two natural medicines, natural cures that they block because people can grow them at home. And they need to spread chemicals, cancer-causing drugs to depopulate the earth. They're clicking my throat again. So in reality, it's illegal to block these working cures like cannabis, cocaine, and the healing medicine cure of cannabis, aka cannabis sativa, indica, marijuana, etc. So they use divide to defeat, and they don't want you to unite against these Jesuit infant eaters that are poisoning you all to death. You're always the ones to tell you who your enemies are, but you're never the ones to fight and to die. Their military order posing as a religious order, etc. So there are several websites that make clear that they torture the spine of people. I've made some blue sky. But you know, when all around are clouds and above this house there's blue sky basically. And when that happens once, it can be a coincidence, but if it happens all the time, then it's going to be a coincidence, and you might get the choppers and other things flying over. He also wants to destroy the ionosphere and create the next ice age with the cancer chemtrails spread by CIA's evergreen air. And there's no conspiracy theory, but conspiracy facts, because you can see on the pictures before 1998 there were no chemtrails, no big white lines in the sky. That's Project Cloverleaf. And you can see also pictures of the dispersal units and the patterns online explaining what they're doing. And they disperse their Ebola and other viruses in aerosol form because 21,000 times less virions are needed to induce the disease than when they spread it in other ways, when they do it in aerosol form, chemtrails. So the brain control is the main thing. Super Funky Cat 60 idea. These are hypnotic triggers of my own hypnosis. Yeah, so the brain controls them and they don't let them watch my broadcast or anything. They can learn of watch videos of people that spread lies. Usually they mix lies with truths. And it's very smart. And the computers are very smart. So that means they can let very stupid people do very smart things and help with the depopulation and torture, for example, Freemasons that have taken the Luciferian oath, murdering law, the New World Order. And according to sources online, the Freemasons are also killed after they help with the depopulation to leave any trace of evidence clear from their extreme Jesuit oath. Palm tree growing out of my head. Mhm. I haven't made a script or anything for this broadcast. But it depends on my own ideas and the ideas they send me, what it will be about. Single women are still welcome if you don't mind. I'm a target individual. And with free massage. We can watch movies on a very big screen. And they're constantly trying to make my voice fade, etc. So that's legal interference with evidence, making programs inoperable, blocking broadcasts. Which they've done many times in a number of ways in reality. It's done by a quantum computer that's programmed to either make you eternal, like 70% of the world's global population, perhaps even less, perhaps want to murder everybody that's not a Jesuit, but playing them out against each other, structural reaction solution, and fight to defeat. These are the Nazi tactics used to depopulate the Earth. First create a problem, the demolition of the WTC, and then offer a solution, the war of terror, etc. And make money with both. Or the, you know, so they also work with remotely controlled insects and genetically modified insects. Be careful of insects, kill parasites, etc. So detoxify. would be a good idea. So I'm just trying to give people good advice how to deal with this and to prevent the dinosaurs death themselves. The first thing is control of the Supreme Court, so you can use legal means, press charges against these people depopulating the earth against the country and law. And as long as there's the infant eaters control that, will not, they also control the police, the Freemasons, but not every police officer is a Mason. Anyway, Jim Burgermeister reported about it as well, how they replace police officers that are on cases that they want to hide and not know anything about. Usually murders of lots of people, torture, etc. And the victims are always people lying, the victims are always wrong, and they're always criminals. And conspiracy facts are called conspiracy theories by these movies that are poisoning everybody with the cancer chemtrails and depopulating in a number of other ways. These 7 ways that I've covered in my other broadcasts, offering also the solution of how to deal with it. And I'm explaining this to you so you can come to more sensible conclusions. Knowledge is power. Recovery begins with non-compliance. So they're using the hospitals as slaughterhouses, and they are also involved in depopulation, whether they know it or not. They make money of keeping you sick, not of curing anyone. And undesirables, people that expose them, for example, in their depopulation, are labeled psychotic or at least mentally ill, and they're treated sometimes forcibly against their will with cancer-causing drugs. Chemicals always have a synergistic effect against opposing electromagnetic radiation, according to Dr. Joe Smith. So it's an ideal way to depopulate the earth, and a lot of people are pumped up with these chemical cancer-causing drugs. It can also change them into serial killers that are helping with the depopulation and pushing their legal gun ban. Barry Store Davis, Obama recently spoke out about it again. And the NSA's and us let people shoot people to push their legal gun ban. As if that's working. In Switzerland, guns are obligatory, so there they have a civil army basically. Switzerland is a neutral country, so if you're in mutually assured destruction, they survive. And they have the lowest crime rates because everybody there has a gun. So their legal gun ban won't work, and it will have the opposite effect of what they're claiming is people would have. But okay, I've read online people that tell you that it's better to get a gun without a license because otherwise it's registered to have one. And then they'll use different methods to a certain age when you're FEMA camps, when push comes to shove. And, everybody is dying of one of the known viruses. This could be Ebola, but it could also be another virus. At the moment, I think they're using a whole plethora of depopulation techniques. Alex Jones has called it Nazi eugenics, so it's a benevolent form of eugenics. Create perfect humans, which I'm for, but permanent cure against aging is the most important thing. to create the perfect society in which we all will live happily eternally. And it's possible because everything is energy. One thing you could try is ashwagandha root powder, also quoted by Dr. Sears, to grow younger. For example, people with gray hair may retrieve their original hair color. It has to do with telomeres. And, Dr. Sears might sell a more potent version that is more expensive. I don't know, but I think it's solely or mainly the main ingredient, the active ingredient, is astragalus root powder. You can also buy it on eBay, for example. So that's good advice for free. People can find my website, universalpeaceofjingo.com, to make donations. I've never had a donation, so I'd like one. Thinking it hurt my spine again, which was very painful. And it feels like it can break any second now, basically. So the Jesuit leaders have tortured 60 million people to death in their Inquisition. They did the Holocaust, because the Holocaust is real. Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So that's why these Jesuit leaders came out unscathed at ground zero. And it was no miracle, it was because they orchestrated and performed or executed the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. With Paedo, fat man, and the little boy, the names of the bombs, and their weapons they used to do that to the Japanese people, because they have the highest life expectancy in reality. Oh, they pretend I'm lying, of course, but they can, because you can check it out and verify it. So it's done by the Jesuit infant eaters, Ashkenazi Jews. You can also look up. That's why they also wear kippah, this covering. And Shimon Elliot, ISIS leader, CIA, of course. These are Ashkenazi Jews. In my previous broadcast, more about it. And I don't believe in the concept, so I see them as humans. Who pretend of themselves that they are chosen, they're one of the computer, is not God, it's just a machine that's controlled by humans. Ultimately, so humans are superior intelligence and computers are not. Because machines know how it works. This is my yellow ball pipe, honey cured, also pipe collector. Which pipe I use depends on how clean the pipe is, if the pipe screen inlet is not clogged up yet. And once in a while I clean them, so we use a lot of silver, which is a good idea with all these man-made viruses flying about. Then it's advisable to also use probiotics, that's yogurt, for example, yogurt. Because the bacteria in your gut need to be replaced since they've been murdered by the blood of silver. which is also an Ebola cure in reality, which they tried to hide and look to spread their virus in Africa. To create a global Ebola pandemic and forcibly inject people with killer vaccines that give them Ebola. And recently 15 people died of that. These killer vaccines give them Ebola. And Jan Burgermeister also reported about this. Usually people like me are not making their own news broadcasts, we're just collecting information we find online. And I try to give the people what I think is the most important information to bring about the creation of a perfect society in which we all will live happily, eternally, and faster. In one of my previous broadcasts, I also covered the coming of the fake Messiah, the scalar Messiah, the fake resurrections, people that might still be alive, which they pretend that they died, and how would they come out of their graves if they would be resurrected, they be teleported. So if there would be an almighty God, which there is not, then of course he would have created a perfect society in which we all would have lived happily eternally. All these billions of deaths, torture deaths, etc., would have been completely unnecessary. And it created the free will, supposedly, that something it's responsible for what its creation does. And it's all bullshit anyway, man-made. Religion is real. And they also made the Muslim religion more pedocycle Muslims than there are Jews. Jews. So I wouldn't mess with them either if they don't mess with me. And to be righteous, they first have to give them the chance to convert to the Muslim religion, to be Muslim, before killing them. Basically, that's not righteous if they haven't given them the opportunity. I could add it is my opinion, my own opinion, but I didn't. So single women are still welcome for massage, for single videos, etc. Milking. Mm. I have to do a talking clock. It's freeware. Really nice. So apparently did not start up with Windows. I don't like the Windows 10 search thing. It usually doesn't find the programs that I installed. Another thing is that I installed UX style in Windows 8, and now I have 1 month, perhaps only a couple of days left to go back to Windows 8 and remove UX style. It's questionable whether that will work or not. Whether that's causing system errors, so you can do a system scan. I don't know where my mic is located, but it must be somewhere. Okay, then I try to use File Manager. It's not talking alarm clock, that's another good one. But that's not for chimes for every hour. And that did start up, so that's pretty reliable. I don't know if it's as reliable as Counter Reminder, which might take less per memory, etc. But you have to check what the best alarm is. Another thing they do is always my piercing to the right side, basically. Sun is hitting screen exactly where the File Manager icon is. So then we go to C programs. And I must be speaking about that. Welcome to the multilingual speaking club. Lux this. Lux this. Sorry, amplifying that. Lux dash eterna.com. AE. Okay. Now I can hear it saying speak to time.
It's 11:41 a.m.
11:41 a.m. We can also do a different voice, language, just American, French, and German.
It's now 11:42 a.m.
French.
Il est très exactement 11h42.
German.
Es ist 11:42.
That's not good. Perhaps you can also download other languages, perhaps people could make them themselves. But it's very cool, very nice. Let's see if I can make startup Windows. Settings. Options. Startup with Windows. Okay. Now I've set it up to read out time every hour. So next time it will be 12 o'clock and it reads out. What I could do is some uncopyrighted tracks, but I'd rather make music and stuff, so I might round up this broadcast here. Oh yeah, websites. universalpeace.edublogs.org, so must visit with good information, and because information I've collected through the years. I've been declared 80% disabled because of the non-contagious blood disease that I have. So I have to use cannabis, for which I have to go to prescription to feel normal, basically. Sometimes it's better than normal. And yeah, so that's in relation to that. I wanted to say something about what it was that might erase my memory also. Mm. Good, what I was talking about. No live viewers, but of course the videos will have most of the 15 views in certain periods of the month or three. Some thousands of viewers, so it also depends on the subject and other stuff. And thumbnail of the video probably. Oh yeah, so that's why I was unable to work and not allowed to work. And so I had all this time to roam the internet collecting data to give you what is most important, things that really matter. The real one and only truth, which defines reality rather than half-truths and opinions, etc. So that's why I like my own broadcast. I've lost some weight also through the diet and started with directed energy absorption. Yeah, so I'm going to enjoy the nice weather. It will be a nice day. I other websites, universitiesofgym.com. Timothy Trespass also has good videos targeting individual individual. Also an other engineer that has a torsion on the teeth out of his mouth. And he also claims to be attacked with remotely controlled insects or parasites. Morgellons, basically. It's not the same thing as remote controlled insects, but principle to depopulate is clear. So breathing technique is also a good idea. The yoga head wall exercise. Because they lock in on your spine, basically on your thalamus, which is sort of gyroscope, to be able to follow your every move. So people can think for themselves what they can do about it. And many people are trying to help to do something about it because they know they'll be exterminated themselves if they help these loonies with the depopulation or help spread their lies. Survival is whole strategy. Maybe a donation. There are lots of other good web pages which you might find by universalpeace.edublogs.org and other blogs. And my channel, youtube.com/user/Ulrich double F double N. You can always Skype me, Prologic999 on Skype, or write me an email, ulrichbchoffman@gmail.com. Or flip you at yahoo.com, that is less scanned by me. I I've made a video about the 5 types of centipedes that are parasitic, that enter the human body and prevent the human body. It's all documented in medical literature. And I give you the sources of this literature and the types of centipedes with pictures that are known to have entered the human body. And there are other people, one girl Skyped me. And I thought about it, perhaps it's best if I mention her name. She said she might commit suicide because she thought there are centipedes in the body because of 2 reasons. One is so that if she's murdered already, that they know that the same NSA agents that are trying to murder me have done this. And the other is so that people learn that she might also be a targeted individual and that she might be dying of centipedes in her body like millions of people that are misdiagnosed and mistreated. Sometimes even drugs to death forcibly and misdiagnosed as delusional parasitosis patients. And they have no cure against centipedes, in reality only for millipedes. There is no use in going to the hospital if you have them in your body. You have to find a cure yourself. And your best bet might be diatomaceous earth, colloidal silver, and pyrbethrum. That's from the Cinchona chrysanthemum plant. And pumpkin seed, and black walnut tincture and tea, which I'm trying at the moment. And other cures are also on my website. I'll never sleep in the house with centipede. If you see one, don't sleep in the house because they will enter your body, the parasites and reality. So I disagree with the experts on this. Safety first. Yeah, so please contact me. I might not have centipedes in my body anymore, but other people have contacted me. Oh yeah, her name is Siobhan Gibson. She Skyped me, so I hope she's doing alright. And if you find someone that has a cure for centipedes, which might be a drug, if the centipede without wishful ficus has the whole DNA online. So it must be quite easy to make a drug to get these centipedes out of our body or to kill them in reality. So if you have a cure for centipedes, please let me know and I will put it online. And if others that have written me, she's not the only one that wrote me, know that cure for centipedes in the human body, which are mainly in bowels, and they leave their tracks, markings, and feces in the shape of centipedes. So this is straight line with those sort of tentacles, V-shaped. Luciferian seagull at the outer end, basically. It's antennae that they use to smell and sense, feel the way through. And a yellow sticky poison, and they can leave markings, insect bites all over the body of their prey, and attack the lung, the respiratory system of humans and animals that they have entered. And they're only 1.5 centimeters big, so that's really like this, basically a third of my pinky, like the size of a cigarette filter. And so they're brown centipedes, Pelvis forficatus, they find them in Great Britain and in Europe. It is an idea to build work in order that this would infant eaters with their hybrid insects. More to do with them, they may be totally remotely controlled insects in reality that may be designed to kill, so they might not behave the same as normal Nephobius forficatus. They can stay in the body for longer than 6 years, and they may make webs outside of your body, like spider webs, but they look different, and they drop their spermatophores in there, and that's the way they procreate. So you have to look for nests inside your womb also. it's a good idea to do a gut check with all these genetically modified insects and IMMs, hybrid insect microelectric systems that they have spread all around the globe to get a monopoly to get rid of all real humans and animals and replace them with genetically modified ones so they can control that do everything they want. So first we'll review your options with the Jesuit image leaders controlling death ray, being able to kill you instantly and controlling the Supreme Court. And making your own plan may be best, especially if they murder you, otherwise of course you do not want to die. You want to become eternal and live happily eternally in the perfect society. Once you die there is no way back, there are no 5 fictional places you can go after you die which they pretend. Heaven, hell, the bottomless pit, resurrection, and reincarnation are not real. So it's essential to make your own survival as well as strategy, and not to do unsafe things, just giving good advice for free. And well, I hope to see you next time on Universal Peace of Epic Growth on my channel, YouTube, the Universal Peace broadcast. And that next time it won't be about texting me usually after I end the broadcast and I do another take at the same time. And I've been hurting my spine a long time and it seems like this house was meant for me. There are stickers on the wall of 3D holographic centipedes in reality, believe it or not. Stickers for children, and I have to open the door. Hopefully my father will get this. And it has lower washing basins, and I then wash myself and they hurt my spine. Hurrah! Well, to go to that one. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what it is. I'm going to open it later. I know what it is. I saw people with the visions of it. All right. I'm going to end the broadcast anyway, so I can take off my pants, which I do for a number of reasons. So it's a good idea not to wear tight underwear because of your blood supply to your genitalia. Of course, they want you all sterile and depopulating, etc. Some of them may be old, jealous people. Everybody sterile like themselves and see torture as a form of control. As they've been abused severely themselves and passing it on. We have to break the vicious circle of abuse somehow. Doing iets with us. Well, more about how to deal with it. And, well, one of the most important things is that it's scanning our minds and that you can decide here to help prevent them from killing you and 7 billion people of planet Earth. Then you risk being tortured. Then you're kind of heroic. Or to avoid talking about HARP and Jesuits and population, etc. To avoid, but it's no guarantee that they won't torture you or induce cancer in you like in Wellington. British people and Americans, it's a cancer, break HARP and then blame it on other things like eating bread, etc. things that lots of people do, and smoking, which expands your consciousness of smoke, marijuana, or cannabis, which is the opposite of what they want. They want you to narrow down your consciousness with the killer alcohol, tobacco, and coffee, to be able to bring control you more inwardly in reality. So they're extremely malevolent, hopeless, sadistic super criminals depopulating the earth with heart. And they've also tortured my mother to death because she was a Protestant Christian. So true believers are another target because true believers do what's right. So they are dangerous to the satanic Paedo infant eaters. They don't want to be exposed. They want to keep on poisoning and torturing everybody. They're in this pattern that is created to depopulate the earth and create a Luciferian world order, aka global government, aka Fourth Reich. So Hitler already tried this in the Jesuits Holocaust. And yeah, so that's what I'd like to end with. It all depends on you, whether that perfect society is created in which we all live happily eternally, or a Luciferian New World Order in which only a handful of Paedo elite will find some joy, but also have less joy. There's no cure against aging if they keep on depopulating, wasting their time, wasting lots of money on defense instead of the things that are really needed to create such a perfect society in which we all live happily eternally. And I think about it, it will either happen or perhaps the earth will be destroyed because of new technologies like scalar technology. If it is abused, and people that do the people that are good don't do what's right. They may also have to murder people, sometimes it's kill or be killed, to create a better future for everyone, including themselves. So sometimes you have to transgress the law to fulfill a higher law. You already know that, so whatever. Universal peace now. Have a good one, y'all. The more sex, the better. Single women are welcome. That's it for now. For universal peace.